Ew, do you take off your shoes and walk into the plane bathroom? You know that's not water on the floor, right? Oh, secret number 1, always wear your shoes into the bathroom. You might be saying, I always do, but guess what? I travel a lot and see it all the time. Nasty! Hey, I've had the chance to travel all around the world and have so many flight attendant secrets, I thought, I gotta tell you some of these. So here you go. Now, I've compiled my data from all over, but I just had a great interview the other day with this guy who we'll call Bud. Now, he's worked for a major U.S. airline for 27 years and averages 55 flights a month, so he's probably seen it all. And he shared with me many new flight attendant secrets. So, the best seat on the plane? I'll tell you later, it's a sweet secret. Hey, let's take off. Number 2, many airline pilots are part of the Federal Air Flight Deck Officer Program. What's that mean? It allows some pilots to act as federal law enforcement officers and carry firearms to protect the cockpit from hijacking and terrorist threats. Did you know that? Hey, number 3, red-eye flights are easy on passengers if you can sleep on the plane. Number 1, there's less crowded airports, fewer flight delays, less turbulence due to calmer winds, and it minimizes travel time. That is, if you can sleep on the plane. Another bonus is a quieter plane ride since most people sleep. Number 4, lower that window shade. We know that air filtration and aircraft design play a big role in ozone exposure. But when you're at a higher altitude, like say 30,000 feet, you know that when you put the shade down, it reduces the UV radiation, which will limit UV exposure to you. That means this is a simple way to reduce or avoid respiratory irritation, headaches, and fatigue. Now, this is obviously more important during the day with the sunlight, but it also has benefit at night. Of course, listen to the attendant's instructions about raising or lowering them. Next, do you know when flight attendants are looking at you as a passenger? They're looking for people that are angry, mad, drunk, couples that have been fighting, and passengers that can be potential problems. Want to get kicked off the flight before it takes off? Be a jerk! That's right. Refuse to sit down. Sit in your seat. Act loud and obnoxious. Don't put your belt on. And the flight attendants have the authority to hold the plane and eventually call the cops. So, my friend Bud has had to do this a few times, and the cops always win. Next, flight attendants are trained in at least 5 major categories covering dozens of systems to ensure passenger safety and service, including emergency baby deliveries. Trainings last for weeks, maybe months, depending on the airline, and includes refresher courses. You're in good hands. Number 7, think that the bathroom is a sneaky place to take a smoke break or to make out? Think again. Flight attendants have a way to unlock the door in case they need to get in for whatever reason. So you might want to exercise some self-control until you land, or you could be featured on the next viral video or land in the next airport police office. Number 8, asking for ice is cool. Ice comes in bags from purified water. However, drinking coffee might not be a hot idea. Many coffee pots are filled from the same water tanks that supply the water for the flight. So it might not be the most purified and it might have harmful microorganisms even though it's hot. A lot of flight attendants say stick to water. Now, next flight, when booking a longer flight, especially that's on a larger airplane, and you want more leg room, reconsider the bulkhead seats. Of course, the extra legroom is nice, but since bassinets attach to bulkheads, you might also be next to a crying baby. Hey, this is a big one. Number 10, you want first class? Don't we all? Gone are the days of sneaking into first class, dressing nice, or asking politely at the gate. Or once the doors close, just moving to that seat real fast. Nowadays, flight attendants have detailed flight software on their phone that tells them in real time exactly who's in what section. And most airlines are pretty strict about that. Now, that being said, if you are polite and nice, once the doors are closed, there's a good chance if there's open seating in your seat class, ask at the right time, not before just takeoff, and you might score a more desirable seat. Hey, doesn't hurt to ask. Now, if this has been helpful and interesting, please subscribe, comment, like, and turn on notifications for this channel. And hey, please check out my other videos on bucket list travel, once-in-a-lifetime events, adventure tours, and places to see on 6 continents. Number 11. Do you see that rude passenger or that drunk as a skunk person in flight? Never fear, a flight attendant is near. Besides being able to talk to the pilots about the situation, flight attendants have restraining devices to help subdue out-of-control people. That's right. If a flight attendant is zipping past you, they might have zip cuffs, duct tape, zip ties, or a random seatbelt, and you might want to offer to help and neutralize the situation. Next, flight attendants might adjust the temperature just for you. So there's parts in the plane that could get hotter or colder depending where you're sitting. So if you can check your vents, flight attendants might change the temperature. Number 13, the flight chimes, ding, that you hear always signify something. Oftentimes it's turbulence, altitude change, or simply communication between the crew. Now, if you hear a 3-bell chime, that's an emergency. Number 14 is that free airline food. Don't we like it or not like it? Guess what? It's full of sodium and preservatives, meaning that you could end up feeling bloated and sluggish. So how about bringing a healthy snack and eating as little of the airline food as possible? Or better than that, where you just came from, eat a healthy meal, drink lots of water, and use the restroom before boarding. Next secret, wipe those armrests and trays down. Ew! So the reality is most of the time the cleaning crew has just enough time to clean the basics. And those 2 areas generally don't get cleaned or sanitized. Nasty. Number 16. Ever see a bag of coffee grounds in the bathroom? This is a hack that flight attendants use to get rid of unwanted smells. Most of us love coffee or the smell of coffee, so it's a welcome aroma for a very tight and very used space. Now, number 17, want to take off on time? Get to your seat and step in as quick as possible. Hello, people that stand in the aisle and go through their carry-on just to get situated, get out of the aisle. That's right, get in your seat. So most airlines only allow for 40 minutes for boarding. And if people take their sweet time getting on and in their seat, that can create a delay for everyone. Now, next is a big one. Let's say you're in a traditional 3-seat aisle. Who has the right to those center armrests? According to every flight attendant I've talked to, including Bud, it's always the person in the middle. Why? Because hey, they don't have much comfort. This is a standard across the airline's unwritten rule. So, think about the other seats. The window seat, obviously, you can lean on and rest on, and you have the shade. The aisle seat has the ability to stretch out when you can and get up whenever you want. What does the middle seat have? Nada! But you know what it gets? Both armrests. That's the only comfort that the middle person gets. So please surrender both of the armrests if you are not in the middle seat. Now, number 19, speaking of aisle passengers, did you know that according to airline law, the aisle is categorized as a working area for the flight attendant? Of course, it's a passenger aisle when boarding and when you have to use the lavatory, but you cannot have your body parts in the aisle. So, if you're in the aisle and a flight attendant smacks you with the cart or with their hips, you're in the wrong. They're working, you're not. Tuck your body parts in. So let's say you're sprawled out in the aisle because you have a bum knee and the cart hits you so hard you're like, I'm gonna sue. Guess what? You will lose. Courts almost 100% of the time side with the airline because you are infringing on their workspace. Now, I wasn't going to do a bonus, but I just thought of one. Since I fly so much and my thighs don't necessarily go together very often, I have a frequent flyer hack. That's right. So take off your belt or use a kayak tie-down strap and make what I call a thigh tie. I know, you laugh, but you should do it. That's right. So wrap it around your thighs once you take off and you just clench it, boom, you can rest easy. So even with shorts on, knowing that your seatmate has sweaty, hairy legs that are touching you, your legs are just nice and tight. So it's been kind of funny. Over the years, I've had a lot of people and flight attendants go, that's a great idea. Actually, I was even on a couple flights where I saw some people do it. Now, let's bring in these secrets for a landing. So number 20, the oxygen in the oxygen masks is designed to last 15 minutes. This allows the plane to descend to a lower breathable altitude, somewhere around 10,000 feet, where passengers can safely breathe without masks. Now, pilots immediately start an emergency descent if cabin pressure drops, but it only takes a few minutes. So don't worry. The pilot's oxygen system is separate and lasts much longer since they need to control the aircraft safely. Number 21. Choose a seat near the wing for less turbulence. Of course, with today's pricing, the cost is usually higher, but if there's good availability, it might be open, it might be a good price. Now, for a not so desirable seat, don't choose a seat next to the galley or the bathroom, but you want a window seat as far up as possible. Next, if a flight attendant sits down and buckles up, trust them, turbulence is coming, even if the sign or the chimes haven't gone on yet. Buckle up and relax. Number 23. Did you know if you have a special occasion, like a birthday or anniversary, casually mention it to your flight attendant? Some flight attendants and airlines will give you a free drink, dessert, maybe even announce it. 24. Did you know that flight attendants on almost all major U.S. airlines don't get paid until the airplane door is closed? That's another great reason to get in your seat, because their smile really says, get in your seat. It's true. And before our final secret, please subscribe, comment, like, and turn on notifications. Please check out the other videos, adventure tours, cruises, and places to see on 6 continents. And here is the final very important secret, number 25. Flight attendants tend to prioritize passengers that are nice. Maybe the coloring book for your child, another set of headphones, a glass of water, or a helpful tip for your layover. Their favorite destination, maybe you haven't visited yet. All that might come your way if you've been nice. And be nice to flight attendants just because you're a good human. Hey, thanks for watching. Do you have some flight attendant secrets? Please share them in the comment section below. See you in the next video. Have a great flight.